This is a video documentation of the Mbegu Master, or the Seed Master, by Hassan Akwete in May 2024. I'm Hassan Akwete, 16 years old. I'm a grade 10 student at the International School of Kenya. My supervising teacher was Mache Sudra, and this is a slide deck documenting the process of developing my STEM Pathways project for the 2023 to 2024 school year. The problem that I wished to solve was that small-scale, low-income farmers in rural areas of Kenya, specifically the southwest and the northwest, lack low-cost, non-mechanized methods to plant large numbers of subsurface seeds quickly without machinery. This challenge is exacerbated during periods of low rainfall and the poor soil conditions that are present in many areas of Kenya, where I live. The manual planting process is time consuming, inefficient, and takes a toll on the body, and this is highlighted by the more than 8 hour workday that most Kenyan farmers face. This type of work can lead to long term injuries and discomfort, as well as inefficiency in producing crops. The concept was the creation of a low cost, easy to use device that accelerates planting seeds underneath the surface of the soil by hand in order to make farmers' lives easier and their farming process more efficient. It used an iterative design cycle called the ISK design cycle that beta tested 10 prototypes to develop the current device. It facilitates the planting of beans, sugarcane, and many different types of trees, and it punches them into a hole beneath the soil. The current prototype is called the Mbegu Master. It is currently the final working prototype, but may undergo revisions once user testing is undergone. It aims to ensure a more uniform spread of crops and reduces the time a farmer needs to spend planting seeds because it decreases repetitive, harmful motions to the body. It is basically an attachment to a djembe. A djembe is a hoe. It's the Kenyan name for a hoe, and it is made of it will be made of injection molded recycled plastic. It works by having an inner tube present inside an outer tube with offset holes in line with one another. Pressure is maintained from the inner tube to the outer tube by keeping a strip of inner tubing running around the outside of both tubes. And to drop the seeds, you press the inner tube into the outer tube to ensure the holes align. Seeds will drop out, and then the strip of inner tubing will push the holes back out of alignment. This is the progression of the 5 prototypes that undergo the attachment phase. Before this, it was a prototype that worked on creating a hollow djembe, but this was disregarded after it was determined that it would produce a product too heavy for use for more than 8 hours a day. This is the Mbegu Master in action. As you can see, one simply uses it like one would use a normal djembe, but instead of depositing seeds by hand from a bag or from inside one's palm, one simply presses the front end of the Mbegu Master into the ground, depositing seeds. The beta test results show a 56.17% decrease in planting time. To test this, initially, it was 10 small seeds or 10 small groups of seeds were planted using a normal method. This would require digging a hole using a djembe, dropping seeds in by hand, covering up the hole, and then moving on to the next one. The Mbegu Master required the method just demonstrated. It is currently made out of PETG plastic, 3D printed, but it is aimed to use recycled plastic, injection molded into a mold in order to reduce environmental impacts. The ask is or the next step is to work with small farmers around Kenya, small scale farmers around Kenya, to assess whether this device would be feasible for the market and also assess if there are any improvements to be made. Thank you. This is the documentation I underwent. As we can see, this is the website that has the 4 stages of the ISK design cycle. And then there is also a basically a working document that documents each and every stage of the STEM Pathways document. It has all 4 cycles present, as well as evidence of consultation with a professional in the field of seed planting called Teddy Kinyanjui, who founded and operates the company Seed Balls Kenya, and is what currently also working with international non-governmental organizations to facilitate the planting of seeds around Kenya. That's another thing that this device could be useful for in wholesale use for repopulating and reforesting areas of Kenya that suffer from a lack of trees. Thank you. That will be all for this project.